Hello everybody, welcome to another video regarding some theories and some questions that I have regarding Elden Ring lore. This one I will try to keep it as much as focus the relationship between Two Fingers and Empyreans. I thought a little bit about it and the fact that the, 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 the game that as far as I went to the game and the lore that I've been listening and talking about that, I will leave on the description below channels that do Elden Ring lore. I really do recommend them if you want to know a little bit more and make you think a little bit on while you play, kind of getting some things in context, and to a certain degree, you can get around certain consensus on how people are deciphering Elden Ring lore. But my main thing here is trying to get around, try to get focus on the relationship between Two Fingers and Empyreans. Without getting too much in the weeds on the background, we know that the Two Fingers are emissaries from the Greater Will. Again, how the thing is set up there with the Two Fingers, supposedly the Greater Will is equivalent as the God itself, and I will assume that the Fingers are the most approximately like the Pope, which is like the speaker of the it's the speaker of the will of God, let's say. And for that, because the Two Fingers by themselves don't have like a proper voice. Supposedly in the early beginning, because they seem very decayed when we start the game by ourselves, they have interpreters and like speakers, which are the finger reader crones. Supposedly before they spoke in cipher. We got two items, which is the cipher pata and the coded sword, that can be found later in the game. I think it's when you reach 45 Manor, which is the original place of the Round Table Hold. Um, yeah, supposedly they were wriggled their fingers in the air, and these ciphers will come into existence with their indecipherable language, let's say. And we got the finger reader prompts that supposedly translated that to us, which again. Things start to get around. It's like the telephone game. Everybody, to a certain degree, because of the finger reader crones, are supposedly the last speaker. So we have to take in account that they are interpreting something that Two Fingers are interpreting from the Greater Will. So we always have to take their words with kind of a grain of salt there. But yeah, the fact it is, we got a lot of Two Fingers, and supposedly the Two Fingers are the ones that choose Empyreans. But now I don't think there is nothing specifically telling us how you do become an Empyrean. It's basically something that the Two Fingers select by themselves, again through the greater will. But there is a lot of Two Fingers that I don't understand. We got on the round table who got Two Fingers, which I still didn't understand if it is supposedly our Two Fingers, or the tarnished that is at that moment in time, because we had a previous hero. I don't remember his name. That supposedly was the guy that was close to be the Elden Lord, but he chose the path of frenzy. I don't know if this is the Two Fingers corresponding to them, because supposedly that person was the that Tarnage was supposed to be the Elden Lord. I don't know if it is the Two Fingers of any other character. There is no specific text, at least that I can see, and nobody approached this subject trying to figure out which the Two Finger on the round table hole corresponds to, or there is no correspondence there, but we know there are several Two Fingers, especially they are located at this moment in time. I don't know if it's something that happened when the shattering happened, but we have on the Divine Towers, we have in all of them except for the Liurnia one, where we have the Rani's body, and her Two Fingers are in I got the map here. It's on the Stargazer thingy there, on the Church of Manoceles in the basement there, or below there. And the other ones have all Two Fingers. again, we know that Empyreans, in this case, in the current era, Rani, Malenia, and Mikela are Empyreans. Supposedly, the Empyreans are given shadow beasts, but we only have record of two shadow beasts, especially by name, which are the Blade, which is from the Shadow Beast of Rani, and you got Malekith, which is the Shadow Beast of Marika. Supposedly, I never heard or saw any kind of Shadow Beast to Malenia or even to Mikela. Never saw this, never reference, not even touched, not even visual clues on. I think even on Elec Tree, on even whatever. Supposedly, those two fingers are. At least that I saw the two fingers. Sorry, the Shadow Beast, which is very confusing to me. And even the Empyrean, the Glowmite Queen, we never heard anything having her Shadow Beast, but that belongs in the past, so we can excuse a little bit. But yeah, on the current timeline, we don't have any kind of clues regarding any kind of Shadow Beast being on the Elec Tree or something like that, which is very weird for me. I don't know if because they are born from one from the relationship between Radagon and Marika, so the same person, being the fact that they were born from a god, if they don't need the Shadow Beast. It's very interesting. I don't know if it is because they also have the affliction, given that Mikla is afflicted with eternal youth and Malenia with the rot within. It's very interesting. Also, the fact that the two fingers are we have on the Kelly Tower, we got two fingers on that Divine Tower where we can purify or activate the Great Rune of Radan. The same thing for two fingers. We got one set of two fingers for Moog and Mogwin. Moog and Mogwin. Oh my god, I completely forgot the names. No, Margit and Mogwin. We can activate both of those runes in the same Divine Tower, in the same set of two fingers. We can activate those two runes. Then we got the isolated Divine Tower, which is here. I think it's where we activate Malenia's Great Rune. Yeah, this is all very weird. Then we got the three fingers in the Shining Grounds, but that is a completely set of stuff there. But yeah, it's something that it's very weird for me. Again, I don't know. I will assume that the fact that in the case of, I think all the demigods, or because there is, but we don't see anything for Rykard, which is very interesting. My initial thought at the time was that any kind of birth from Marika, which is the goddess there, and in the certain sense with Radagon, because it's basically the same entity, they were attributed a two-finger set for them, and then they should, I don't know, decree or not if they are Empyrean or not, depending on their qualities. I don't know if Rykard by any chance had a set of two fingers for him, but after he went for the path of the sin and betrayal by choosing the snake god there, if the two fingers, I don't know, disappeared, or if are the ones that are also on Roundtable Hold, even though Roundtable Hold seems to be a separate thing all in itself. That's why I have the question regarding the fact that two fingers that are on the Roundtable Hold, because we don't have any on the Fortified Manor. Did they belong probably to I don't think they belonged ever to Godfrey, or to maybe to Godwin, sorry. We don't know, because there is this mix. There is no seemingly no order to how the two fingers are distributed to the demigods, and to how not they are not also exclusive to Empyreans, because you got non-Empyreans that have two fingers attached to the Great Runes, or if by any chance, I think the most logical one is that all the bearers of Great Runes have two fingers associated with them. That's my most approximate logical thing here to think of is but then we got the proposition here, okay, if all the demigods were only shard bearers after the shattering, what before the shattering did they have two fingers? Yes, the Empyreans, because you can only be chosen as an Empyrean if you have two fingers associated with you. So there's a little bit of confusion there, but yeah, my main thing here is probably at the situation we encounter ourselves in the game is all shard bearers have two fingers associated with them, especially on the divine towers. Again, why did they choose again, I understand in terms of gameplay the divine towers being like a challenge for you to get access and activate the great rune, but what is in terms of the lore the implication of the divine towers and the two fingers there, except for the Leonia one when Rani, because she wants to cut herself from the greater will and the two fingers, probably in the exchange of the black the knight of the black knives, she changed the the position of her two fingers, and she positioned herself in the divine tower to sacrifice herself. So it gives a sense that the divine towers have a big importance there, which is very interesting by itself. And why, for example, there we don't see a two finger associated with Godwin. Yeah, there is some questions here that I still cannot figure out, even though I've been navigating through the game and thinking about it. We know for sure that the divine towers have a significance, and I think the significance seems like, I don't know, anchor points on what America did for the Shadowlands. But before the Shadowlands, what was the significance of the divine towers? There's also a big question here, which I think has some kind of connection with the two fingers here. And of course, the two fingers, how they correlate themselves with the Empyreans there. But yeah, at this moment in time, my only main thought is it is the two fingers serve at this moment in time as a purpose of activating the great runes. But even with the great runes, we don't have a great rune from Rani, which is I think it's because she cut off herself from the greater will before the shattering. But yeah, there is something here that I still didn't figure out yet, even though I've been watching a lot of Elden Ring lore videos. But yeah, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts there, because I think there is something here that we might help us discover more stuff of trying to figure out how the greater will works and how the emissaries, being the case of the two fingers, how that system works, and we might get I don't know, some clues regarding how the Empyreans work, how that system also works, and the demigods there. Maybe we can get some clues here and there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this. But yeah, this is my proposition here, trying to lay out what I learned so far regarding the Empyreans and the two fingers connection there. But yeah, with all that said, guys, I will wrap up for today. Again, don't forget to check out all my content and also the content of the Elden Ring lore. Everything is on the description below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.